Hey guys, my name is Kay Lorraine, and today I'm doing my monthly recommendations for November, and the theme this month is trilogies. So I will be recommending trilogies that I think you guys should read. Two of them are actually companion trilogies, but I'm still counting them because the worlds come together and you get to see reoccurring characters. But I'm so excited to talk about trilogies. I think they are the perfect length of a book series because you get to get into the world, but it isn't all consuming, and it's just much easier to finish than something that's like a 5 to, 17 book series, because those are out there. So I'm going to start with my absolute favorite trilogy of all time and just gush about it, and that is going to be the Gemma Doyle trilogy, with the first book being A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. This trilogy is fantastic. It is a historical novel with a paranormal aspect, and the main character, Gemma Doyle, is just this really incredibly flawed, not perfect, not the chosen one character. I just love how you still get a sense for that trope because she is put in a position where she's the only one who can do particular things, but she's not particularly good at them all the time, and she does make poor decisions, and I just love that Libba Bray is very aware of literary tropes and she kind of plays with them, and I think that this book is just beautiful and wonderful. I really love the character interactions in this, and all of the characters develop really well with this, and the plot just unfolds so beautifully, and I love this trilogy and I cannot recommend it enough. I feel like not enough people have read this. And I'll just go ahead and say, if you liked the Infernal Devices trilogy, you kind of like that paranormal, historical, fiction type deal, check out the Gemma Doyle trilogy by Libba Bray. You will not be disappointed. Speaking of the Infernal Devices, I'm going to have to recommend A Clockwork Angel, which is the first book in the Infernal Devices trilogy. Now, I will go on to say that I'm probably not going to read the Shadowhunter series. Not because this wasn't a good trilogy, it's just, I feel like I've gotten enough of that world with this trilogy, and I'm happy with where this is at, and I'm not really enticed to go on with the main series. But this trilogy was really fun to read. I liked that it was very romance-driven. At the time I was reading it, that's just kind of what I was craving, was a romantic novel, and this book definitely has a heavy focus on the romantic aspect. It has a love triangle in it, which I'm not the biggest fan of love triangles, but this one was done in a way that I felt like it was okay and I enjoyed it. And I think that if you like any type of romantic novels or anything like that, this trilogy is something to check out. It's very sweet. It has some action in it, and the storyline is nice. Next, I have some graphic novels, and it is going to be Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Promise, Part 1, 2, and 3. And maybe this isn't like a legitimate trilogy, but it's 3 books. It's amazing. If you love Avatar: The Last Airbender, definitely check out the graphic novels because it follows up what happens after the show ends, and it is just so good. I love the continuity to it. Like, you can really see how it just flows right out of the series so smoothly, and the characters are still very much the same as they were in the television series. And this is one of my favorite trilogies, so I've heard really great things about The Rift, so I really need to get to that one. But I cannot recommend reading these graphic novels enough, because if you loved Avatar: The Last Airbender, you need this in your life. Moving on to the companion trilogies, which maybe this is cheating just a little bit, but I just love these trilogies, and they definitely flow together, have recurring characters, and the world is the same, so I think it counts. And the first one is probably going to be no surprise to you guys, Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. And this is the first book in the companion trilogy, so you have Anna and the French Kiss, Lola and the Boy Next Door, and then Isla and the Happily Ever After, and you get to see all the characters come into play within each book. Starting with Anna, she gets to be in all 3 books, and I just love the way that that flows together so seamlessly. You get to see old characters, old settings, everything comes together so beautifully, and this is not a plot-driven book. This is definitely a character-driven book series, so you're not going to see some big plot play out at the end, but you do get to see where the characters are at after each book and kind of how everything came together for them. And then I have Howls Moving Castle by Dianna Wynne Jones, and there is Castle in the Air and House of Many Ways that comes together in this companion trilogy. I originally thought it was a traditional trilogy, like book 1, book 2, book 3 all come together, same characters, but that is not the case. It's more of a companion trilogy, but it is just as enjoyable. You get to see reoccurring characters, you get to see the world in different views, and it's just really nice. And I enjoy that with trilogies, when you get to see a different point of view and kind of see the world in a different way and different characters, and just get a different taste and feel with each book. So highly recommend this. Even if you just read Howl's Moving Castle and you don't finish the series, you'll still get a good taste for the world and the characters and get a lot of enjoyment. But I just love this, and I have to recommend Howl's Moving Castle at all possible points because, oh my god, is it incredible. I love it. Okay guys, that has been it for today's monthly recommendations video. I will link all the info in the down bar below if you would like to join us. It is a Goodreads group where we do monthly videos and have topics and everything, and I think that is just really fun to discuss everything. And as we're getting more people in the group, I'm getting more recommendations and just getting more and more excited each month. So join us if you would like to. As always guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay weird.